What's up, guys? Today I'm back again with another reaction video, and today I'm reacting to Goji. Goji centers 10 horrible ways to die and how to train your dragons. I haven't watched this video yet. It came out 2 days ago. I wanted to watch it today, so I decided. Let's just make a reaction video and watch it and post it on YouTube. How about that? So let's get started.
Cinematic universe swarmed with hundreds of different dragon species, armed and ready to kill you in the most creative ways imaginable. As we run through these kill simulations, we'll be unveiling the truth about these crazy dragons, discussing their different weapons, tools, and bizarre execution methods that will leave you with your mouth open. If you are ready for carnage and want to see more episodes like this in the future, then hit that subscribe button right now. Hold on tight as we witness the worst ways to die in How to Train Your Dragon Part 2. But before we turn this kid-friendly franchise into a disgusting bloodbath, we want to introduce you to a way in which you can assemble a team of cool monsters and beasts and then use this to fight series that will cover a total of 41 unique dragons from this franchise. If you haven't seen the first episode yet, pause this video and go watch Toothless murk these test subjects, and then come back. We'll wait. Okay, the rest of you that did watch this can stay here and get ready for number 1, Sticky Hell. As you can imagine, this roster filled with dragons will inevitably feature the use of fire and horrible burns. But the burns that we are going to discuss right now are pretty special. Meet the Monstrous Nightmare. Like most dragons in this universe, this creature has the ability to give its victims a taste of hell. Except this monster's body produces a kerosene-like gel. Kerosene is an extremely flammable liquid that once lit will burn to really high temperatures. This dragon, however, produces it, and also goes as far as covering its entire body with it. But there's more. This animal also has the ability to spit this gel towards its victims with good accuracy while it's set aflame, meaning that if this burning gel lands on you, there is very little that can snuff this fire out. Even if you roll on the ground, this gel is stuck on your skin and clothing. At this point, the fire spreads all over your body. But this dragon has ways to make this worse. This dragon's wings can produce strong winds capable of throwing heavy objects backwards, including you. This wind then in turn makes this fire burn more violently, knocking you backwards. And with those enormous teeth, impale your upper body, hitting your vital organs.
I got a question for y'all. What is your favorite dragon on the series of How to Train Your Dragon? I'm not going. My favorite one is I think I don't have a favorite one. Hold up. I thought I had a favorite. I love favorite one. I mean, he's cool. This guy's cool. I like him, but I don't think he's my favorite. The Night Fury, man, he's cool. Toothless, he cool, but wow, I don't have a favorite one. But yeah, I want y'all to comment down below and tell me what's your favorite. Who's your favorite, actually?
And end your misery. Brutal? Dude, we're just getting started with these. Number 2, Iron Jaws. We'll get to those jaws in a second. First, let's get acquainted with this type of dragon. These guys are close relatives to another class of dragons known as gronkles. Both of these are characterized as robust, thick-skinned individuals with their trademark clubs at the end of their tails. They also have the ability to spit balls of molten rock that stick to whatever it lands on, inflicting excruciatingly painful burns. These guys, however, when angry, will charge at their enemies, leveraging this large nose bump to project all of its impact force into this small area. This will most definitely hurt, enough to make you cough up blood. In return, this guy will cough up molten rock at your unprotected face, and with these massive jaws, chomp you right in two. Okay, let's talk about these jaws for a second. These are known to be some of the strongest jaws in the franchise, strong enough to chomp through rocks, and even something known as dragon-proof metal. You? Well, obviously yes. Your squishy, pathetic human build offers no resistance. Number 3, Smothered. Not all dragons in this universe are colossal. This guy, for example, is notorious for many things: stealing metal, traveling in packs, and most importantly, its ability to emit smoke out of its body. So, how can these things kill you? Encountering a small dragon such as this one after seeing a bunch of big ones might make you feel like you may survive this one, but you couldn't be more wrong. As you can see, this guy has brought some friends. Together, they generate a cloud of smoke around you that will be very hard to escape from. Breathing this stuff can be lethal. Smoke, if you didn't know, kills more people than fire itself whenever a building is burning. And being exposed to a cloud of this stuff for a prolonged period causes eye, throat, and nasal cavity irritations, shortness of breath, and eventually suffocation. Our test subject here could die from this, but we'll go ahead and cover another creative method of execution. These guys' skulls are rounded in such a way that entire body parts can fit inside of them. Something like your head, for instance. Number 4, Concussive Blast. While the smoke clears, let's discuss another type of weapon seen in this franchise. Sound. Yeah, believe it or not, there is such a thing as getting killed by loud noises. Admittedly, these do have to be extremely loud to kill. More specifically, anywhere around 185 to 200 decibels. To put this into perspective, thunder can be anywhere from 165 to 180 decibels, sometimes 200. Loud sounds like these build up so much air pressure inside of your body that it can create air bubbles, stopping the blood flow in your lungs. This is known as an air embolism. And yes, dude, it kills. Other loud sounds emit shockwaves, sometimes strong enough to damage your vital organs. What dragon is capable of this? Meet the Thunder Drum. This appropriately named dragon is notorious for its ultra-high concussive blasts of sound it emits. Its wide mouth aids in the amplification of this sound. A scream so loud that it can send structures, people, and other animals flying. A blast that can be heard for miles away only means that if you're standing this close to it, you're dead. This blast was too much for this test subject's body to handle. But what if he didn't die? Well, this guy has another fun method of manhandling victims. It's prehensile tail. If this thunder drum really wants you dead, it will be capable of picking you up with the tip of its tail and literally doing whatever it wants with your body. Slamming, throwing, or even stabbing with those sharp tips.
You know, it would be cool if they come out with a horror version of How to Train Your Dragons, where, you know, like when there's no friendly dragons, no everybody friends. I'm talking about on sight to kill type stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like that would be pretty cool. I would like to see that.
Number 5, Siphoned. In this cinematic universe, there are all sorts of creatures that live in all sorts of biomes. One of the dragons that we will discuss today is not found on land, but underwater, and it's huge. This is the Submaripper, up to 160 feet of pure scaly terror with a huge appetite. In this simulation, we will demonstrate what this guy can do to this ship full of test subjects. These animals have outstanding suction capabilities that can even create whirlpools that are visible on the surface of the ocean, siphoning entire fleets and even other large dragons. In our simulation platform, we'll watch as this Submaripper begins to disrupt the water and begin siphoning this ship into its mouth. As we can see, every single one of these test subjects is now condemned to a watery grave inside this animal's mouth. This creature's digestive system is a mystery, so we don't exactly know what it would be like to be digested by this animal. What we do know is that once this dragon shuts its jaws, whatever living creature went in there will never come out alive again.
I tend to study traditional Chinese clothing and then find a way to modernize.
Number 6, Snowy Ambush. Up next, we will discuss another dragon with a very interesting method of finding its next meal. Most dragons have the ability to breathe some sort of burning matter, and most have jaws that can completely destroy a human being, like the Snow Wraith, for example. One chomp of this big fella would be more than enough to spray the snow red with your insides. But how did it even find you in its cold winter habitat? Well, unlike most dragons who can see a broad spectrum of colors, this guy is actually capable of locating its prey with a method known as thermal vision. Now this is really effective, given that this guy lives in frigid climates, and any warm creature would be a stark contrast to its cold surroundings and easy to detect. Now comes something known as Frost Fusillade, the projectile fired by this dragon. Instead of very high temperatures, this projectile is really cold, freezes upon impact, and is even able to immobilize anyone who gets hit directly for a short moment, but enough for this guy to pull up and chomp. If you're lucky, this extremely low temperature will help numb some of this pain, but after losing so much blood in such little time, you can expect to pass out in seconds. Number 7, death by 1,000 stabs. Not all dragons here spit hot or cold gases at their victims. There is one dragon out here that spits something a lot different and shares one important attribute with sharks. You'll soon see what we're talking about. This medium-sized dragon is known as a grim gnasher. Its spiky formations along its body are just a small hint of what this animal can actually do. These guys play dirty. When they're hungry, they will prefer to pick on dragons that are weaker than them. Basically, things that won't really be able to fight back. Like you, for example. Mother Nature cursed you with the absence of sharp claws, pointy teeth, and you don't even get a tail. And if you think your so-called smart brain is good enough to outsmart one of these things, try outsmarting several. Oh, you think just one of these dragons pulls up? No way, dude. A quick reminder that these guys play dirty. This guy isn't alone. Now would be a good time to discuss what we meant when we said these guys have something in common with sharks. Just like sharks, grim gnashers have the ability to regenerate their teeth when they lose them. To what, you may ask? Well, instead of spitting fire, these things will literally spit all their teeth at you. Yeah, they'll keep their distance and pepper you with dozens of these sharp teeth, hitting your eyes, face, stomach, and of course the few lucky teeth that hit your arteries. After losing so much blood, you become weak and unable to even run away from your inevitable fate as dragon food. You think getting stabbed feels bad? Wait until you see what's next. Number 8, boiled alive. It was only a matter of time before we returned to the sea. As we go through the dragons in these episodes, you'll realize that water creatures tend to be pretty big. This guy is no different. Scaldrons are mostly aquatic dragons with huge mouths that hold a couple of nasty surprises. The first is its venomous bite. Here, the Scaldron will be tasked to gently bite down on this test subject. The venom is potent enough to spread through the body and most likely disrupt this test subject's nervous system and trigger catastrophic organ failure throughout its body, eventually affecting the heart. This usually will last around 24 hours. But where's the fun in that? We don't have that much time here. So we'll now use this moment to discuss the next special ability of this dragon, boiling water spouts. So instead of spitting fire, this guy can actually fill up its stomach with water. Its biological adaptations allow it to not only store a lot, but boil it inside its body. Up next, this creature will then proceed to spit this boiling water at any unfortunate victim to get in the way. Getting showered by this stuff will be the worst pain you have ever felt. For a brief time, though. These second-degree burns will quickly turn into third-degree burns, and you'll be helpless, fading away while you see your skin peel off and the flesh underneath get cooked. There is no way to recover from getting cooked in this fashion. But let's talk about another creature who will also cook you, but differently. Number 9, fried to death. We're getting pretty creative with the methods to get murked by these creatures. This one will be brought to you by Crimson Gore Cutter, a very large species of dragon with 2 distinctive horns or antlers that very much resemble those of a moose, which are used to destroy large structures or literally anything that gets in the way. These have a large surface area. Pay close attention to see why this is useful. Apart from being absolutely massive, these things also have the ability to spit molten lava onto their targets. But today, we'll ask this gore cutter to do something else. These things are actually capable of spewing this stuff onto their antlers, making these not just destructive, but also capable of setting stuff on fire. So in this scenario, our gore cutter had just knocked down this structure, and someone was unfortunate enough to fall on these flat, superheated antlers. The result? A literal gigantic frying pan. As this creature moves its head, your flimsy body would move all sorts of ways, exposing your body to a nice, even cook from all directions. As an extra method, this guy also has a tail in the shape of an axe, so if you manage to not fall on this guy's antlers, then expect to get crushed and potentially cut in two by this massive weapon. The last creature on this list wields a similar weapon, but with a more devastating twist. Number 10, death by all means. We end this episode with the largest creature on this list, the Red Death. This outrageously massive creature is equipped with a few creative ways to fit.
This thing bringing back a lot of memories of my childhood. I used to have, you know what? Let's just finish watching the video. I'm not finna start. I'm not finna start with all that.
Finish our test subjects. Let's address the obvious mace at the end of its tail. Yeah, because this animal is so huge, standing right below it and witnessing it fall towards you won't even give you enough time to dodge it simply because it's just too big. Even if you do run, chances are that your tiny body would get crushed flat upon impact. Lucky for you, you probably didn't feel a thing since it happened so quickly. But what would be a more terrifying way to go? If it hasn't become clear already, this creature has a huge mouth. This dragon leverages its large vocal orifice to literally suction any small creature inside its mouth. Yes, including you. So in this scenario, we'll cue our Red Death to begin breathing inwards. Our test subject here will be given nothing more than a stump to try to hold on to, but as we can see, it's just not enough. Oh, he didn't eat you. Maybe because it just wanted to show off its other ability, its infernal methane-based flame. Can't expect less from a dragon this large. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and look out for more 10 ways to die.
That was something. I mean, going out like that, that's a terrible way to go out. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video of mine. I'm not really sure what else to say, but have a nice day, y'all. That's all I already could say. Have a